Hello and welcome to Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. This is Sandy. Today I'm unboxing my Vego Garden worm bin. I actually got two of them from them, so thank you very much, Vego Gardens. I am just so excited. I've been so happy with my raised bed, my retractable hose reel. I can literally pull that hose out and go on both sides of my house. It is fantastic, especially for somebody that has a lot of pots and they are moving hoses around a lot. But I'm going to show you where I'm placing these two worm bins. I wanted a place that one of them is going to be basically in complete shade all the time. The other one does get some afternoon sun, but it's usually pretty filtered because of the trees. And that way I can compare how much the worms are eating, how much compost I'm making, and so I can let you know later on in the fall how that is working. Actually, I'll probably do one in September and then one in October. I like it because it's underground. My worm bin tower that I have works good in, I have it in the shade, it works good. But as soon as I have cold weather, red wigglers are not happy with cold weather. These ones, not only red wigglers can go in and out, but the earthworms can go in and out. And that is a plus to me because I have a lot of earthworms that can do a lot of work for me to make compost. Let's go dig. Actually, let's go unbox first. Then we're going to dig. Then I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll come back. So here are the two worm bins that I received from Vego Garden. And I have to tell you, I was so surprised at their size. Seriously, I thought they were much smaller, but I am so excited. I can make just so much more compost. I'm just thrilled, actually. And so I'm just going to take it out of the box. And you can see that there's two of them. They slide out very easily. But look at the size of that. And those holes, the worms can actually go in and out and in and out. And of course, it comes with directions too. And so I just am going to go step by step. To put the lid on, it just pops into those 6 little holes. Just a little bit of pressure and it just popped right in. Not a problem at all. Very heavy duty, very sturdy. I honestly am very excited and pleased about it, honestly. Okay, so there's the picture. And I am going to place mine in 2 different places. Now this spot, though you can see a little bit of filtered sun, it's basically in the shade all the time. It's probably the coolest spot in my yard. And you can see the worm tower that I had before. I've had it for many, many years. But red wigglers will get frozen in those. And so this, I'm just so excited. So I'm setting it in there because I had to dig the hole so that it would fit in there. It has to sit up above the ground a little bit because you have to be able to open it and put other food for your worms in there. And then I will just really just fill it back in around it. You can see I want to cover all of those holes. I don't want any of those exposed, but I want to have it so that I can easily open and shut the lid. In the wintertime, I'm actually going to put about a foot of straw over top of it also, just to insulate it because we are so cold in Wyoming. I want them to be very productive and last from year to year. Now, because of the size, the earthworms will go in and out and eat also, and I'm totally okay with that. So I'm just putting the soil back around there. I'm not going to use that other worm tower anymore. I'll just give it to one of my friends, or I'll use the different trays to plant plants in it. Who knows what I'll do with it actually. But I'm just filling that back in. I am actually going to take the medium that is in my other worm tower. It still has a lot of newspaper. It has eggshells, worm castings. I'm just going to add that all in there. Now the first thing you have to put in either a layer of compost or some good soil. So I'm just going to put some soil in there. And you might ask, where am I going to get my worms from? Well, I happen to have a worm tower, so I do have worms. But this is Uncle Jim's Worm Farm. They are not sponsoring me in any way. I've just bought from them over the years. So I just thought I would share that with you. So I'm opening it up. I'm going to put that soil in there. And it's just a process of layering. So let's just dump some soil in there. Remember, you can use compost, but this has some leaves and some little twigs in there. And I just thought it would be a good start for it. So there we go with that. Kind of break any of those clumps up. And it's probably about 2-3 inches in there. Now I'm going to take my top tray of my worm bin. I don't have any worms in that, and it's dry, as you can see. So I'm going to actually wet that a little bit. All the worms are farther down, and I was going to moisten that some before, but I just decided since I was going to change it and do this video, I would just wait. Here's another tray. This one does have some worms in it, and you can see all the newspaper, eggshells, all kinds of stuff in there. I want to get all of that extra soil out of there. Kind of just pat that around so that it will just settle down. I have a thermometer, and this piece of newspaper that I had in there, I'm going to put that on top, but I actually am going to put some food in there too. So there goes some apples and some eggshells, some peelings, just along the top. So those worms will come up, take them, drag them down, start making compost. I like the thermometer just so that I can see the temperature that's inside there. It's not like you have to have it. It's just something that I think is important. So there's my first worm bin done. Let's look at the second one. It's over about 20 feet over by the gooseberries. And basically the same thing, though I will wet a newspaper and put it right on top too and get a different thermometer so that I can regulate both of them. What do you think? Is that something you could use in your gardens? I know I could use 10 of them in my garden. Put different places. I could put them at the community garden. But I'm very thankful and appreciative to Vego Gardens that sent me their worm bins. They were so much bigger than I thought they were going to be. That really surprised me in the first place. I saw online what they looked like. I'm sure it had inches, but my brain didn't calculate that. They are fantastic. So thanks again, Vego. And I hope you check out Vego Gardens. Their link will be below, and I'll link it to all the different videos that I've done so far with the items that they've sent me. Have a great day. Have fun gardening. And see what you can do differently this summer.